You've believed a lie since you were born. This lie is woven deeply into our culture. It feels like truth. The lie that you're supposed to be happy, that life has a goal, that if you work hard enough, love enough, hustle enough, you'll reach a place where pain ends. But what if that place isn't real? What if the idea of happiness itself is the trap? What if chasing fulfillment is actually making you suffer? Today's world gives you endless choices, endless distractions. One more thing to buy, one more person to impress, one more version of yourself to become. Behind all this is one hidden hope, that someday you'll feel whole. You won't, not in the way you've been told. About 200 years ago, a man named Arthur Schopenhauer saw this lie clearly. While others wrote about progress and human greatness, he revealed something harder and more honest. Who was Schopenhauer? Arthur Schopenhauer was born rich, but not happy. His father, a cold businessman, killed himself when Arthur was a teenager. His mother, a famous writer, was cold to him. She made fun of his thinking and ignored his feelings. He turned to philosophy, not for fame, but to survive. While others praised human thinking, Schopenhauer shared a scary insight. Beneath everything we call reason, morals, and purpose, there's a blind, unconscious force. He called it the will, and he believed it drives everything alive. The will isn't something you control. You don't choose your cravings. You don't decide your goals. The will moves through you, making you want, strive, and chase without end. From bugs to empires, it's the same force, the push to survive, reproduce, and win. You're not creating your desires, you're held hostage by them. The will, our hidden master. Think about the last big thing you bought, that thing you just had to have. Remember the rush when you got it, and then, what? The excitement faded, the joy vanished, and soon you wanted something else. That's the will at work. It's not just about shopping. It's behind everything you do, your career, your relationships, the image you show to others. Even as you read these words, the will is working, making you wonder if this idea might be the answer you've been looking for. Just another solution to chase. Schopenhauer saw this cycle clearly. While others celebrated human success, he saw a darker truth. Our thinking, our smarts, our sense of self, all serve this blind, endless will. We think we make choices, but what if we're just making excuses for drives we never chose to have? Think how often you've justified a decision that, deep down, came from impulse or desire. I deserve this. It's a smart investment. Everyone else is doing it. These aren't reasons. They're masks for the will's commands. Life means suffering, but it's not pointless. Life, according to Schopenhauer, is full of suffering, not as punishment, not as failure, but as the basic structure of being alive. Why? Because we're always wanting. We're born with a thirst that never ends. Each time we satisfy it, we get thirsty again. The pain of wanting is followed by the emptiness of getting. You get the job, then you want the promotion, then the house, then the next thrill. Each win fades, each high becomes normal. And so we swing back and forth between pain and boredom, just as Schopenhauer warned. Modern life shows his philosophy perfectly. A constant stream of stimulation, yet never enough to satisfy us. Technology isn't the problem. The problem is thinking that more stuff will fix the ache inside us. Schopenhauer didn't call this sad. He called it honest. And from honesty, he believed we could start to live differently. Today's speed up of desire. Look around you. We live in a world Schopenhauer couldn't have imagined, yet one that proves his point perfectly. Social media designed to keep you scrolling. Ads that know what you want before you do. dating apps that turn human connection into an endless menu of choices. All of it feeds the will, keeping you wanting, swiping, buying, and craving. Today's person gets more brain hits in a day than our ancestors did in months. The dopamine comes faster, the comparisons get stronger, the standards keep rising, yet depression grows. Anxiety becomes normal. Loneliness spreads like a disease. This is exactly what Schopenhauer predicted. More choices don't solve the problem, they make it worse. Because the problem was never too few options. It was the nature of desire itself. Why pleasure is fake. When was the last time you felt truly happy? Not just entertained, not just relieved, but deeply, fully content. Now ask yourself, did that happiness come from something you gained or something you escaped? Most of what we call pleasure is just the brief absence of pain, a moment where the fire of craving dies down before lighting up again. Pleasure fades fast, pain sticks around longer, yet we build our whole lives chasing the next high, thinking it will be different this time, that this relationship, this success, this goal will be the one that finally lasts. It won't. Pleasure isn't the problem. Expecting it to save you is. How desire really works. Schopenhauer understood something that modern brain science confirms. Desire works through absence, not presence. You don't crave what you have. You crave what you lack. Think about hunger. You don't feel the pleasure of food all the time. You feel the absence of food, the craving, and then the brief relief of satisfying that craving. The same goes for everything else. Status, recognition, love, achievement. The will creates a gap in you, a feeling that something's missing, and then promises that filling that gap will bring lasting peace. But once filled, the gap simply appears somewhere else. This isn't a flaw, it's the system working perfectly. From a survival viewpoint, being content is dangerous. If our ancestors had ever felt completely satisfied, they would have stopped striving, stopped having babies, stopped surviving. The will doesn't care about your happiness. It cares about keeping life going, the species, life itself. You're caught in machinery much older and stronger than your personal desires. The trap of the will. Here's the real horror of Schopenhauer's insight. The will never stops. You can try to ignore it, drug it, silence it, but it waits, it wants, and the more you obey it, the stronger it grows. Every time you give in to another urge, you strengthen the illusion that this craving is you. But you are not your urges. The will doesn't care about your peace. It just wants you to keep moving, keep consuming, keep striving. It doesn't want you to be free. It wants you to be useful to its own blind, endless hunger. This is why so many people feel trapped, even when successful, because success serving the will is just a fancier prison. So what can you do? The false helpers of happiness. Before we explore Schopenhauer's answer, let's talk about the modern helpers promising salvation through one more technique, one more product, one more mindset shift. The self-help industry, the wellness gurus, the productivity experts. Many mean well, some offer real value, but most are simply selling you tools to better serve the will, to become more efficient, more attractive, more worthy of the rewards it dangles before you. They're not freeing you from the system. They're helping you climb higher within it. True growth isn't about becoming a better servant to your desires. It's about questioning the desires themselves. It's about asking, is this truly mine? Or am I being moved by forces I've never stopped to examine? Freedom through letting go. The answer for Schopenhauer wasn't in destroying desire, but in understanding it. You don't need to fight the will. You just need to see through it, to become aware of the cravings instead of being controlled by them. This is detachment. Not numbness, not caring, but freedom. It's the space between trigger and response. The moment where you feel a desire rise and choose not to obey. It's saying no to the endless appetite, no to the lie that you'll be whole if you just get one more thing. This idea echoes Buddhism. Freedom isn't in getting more, but in needing less. Power doesn't come from owning things, it comes from not depending on them. Because once the world can't trick you with false promises, you become untouchable. How to practice seeing clearly. But how do you actually practice this letting go? It starts with watching, with seeing your desires as they come up, not judging them, not fighting them, just watching them with clear eyes. Feel the craving for likes when you post on social media. Notice the itch to check your phone when things get quiet. See the worry that rises when someone disagrees with you. These are all forms of the will, not personal failures, not unique flaws, but normal human patterns. By watching them without quick reaction, you create a gap, a space where freedom becomes possible. This isn't about reaching some perfect, enlightened state. It's about small moments of clarity, slowly growing. Each time you pause before reacting, each time you question a desire before obeying it, each time you choose awareness over autopilot, you're taking back your life from the will's grip. Art, music, and rising above. But Schopenhauer also knew we need more than resistance. We need relief. And he believed the best path to freedom was through art. In moments of pure art experience, seeing a painting, hearing music, reading poetry, we step outside the will. We stop wanting, we simply witness. Art offers us a rare moment of rising above. We forget our cravings, our pain, our plans, and for a moment, we are just here. This is not escape. It's clarity. It's the only time we see the world not as something to conquer, but as something to behold. Beauty as the door to truth. Why does music move us to tears? Why can a painting stop us in our tracks? Why does a perfect line of poetry stick in the mind for days? For Schopenhauer, these experiences offer something rare, a glimpse of reality without the lens of desire. In normal life, we don't see things as they are. We see them as they relate to our wants. Food to be eaten, people to impress, problems to solve. But in art, we step outside this useful vision. We see the sunset not as a sign that work is over, but as a beautiful mix of color and light. We hear music not as background noise, but as pure feeling. These moments matter because they show us another way of being, one not driven by want, but by wonder. They remind us that we are not just creatures of need, but beings capable of seeing, appreciating, and awe. And in that reminder lies the seed of our freedom. Modern lessons from a realist. It's easy to call Schopenhauer negative, but really he was a truth-teller brave enough to say what others wouldn't, and what he said matters more now than ever. In a world that demands your attention, your work, your endless hunger, his voice is a call to wake up, to stop confusing excitement with meaning, to stop mistaking pleasure for peace, to stop running in circles expecting to arrive. You were never broken for feeling restless. You were never weak for suffering. You were simply caught in a system that needs you to chase more to survive. But you don't have to keep chasing. The power of enough. In a culture built on never enough, saying this is enough becomes revolutionary, not as giving up, not as settling, but as a clear-eyed stand against the machine of desire. It's choosing the simple joy of what you already have over the promised thrill of what you don't. It's finding richness in simplicity, depth in stillness, and worth in the present moment, not in some imagined future where you're finally complete. This isn't about lowering your standards. It's about questioning the standard that says you need more to be whole, because that standard wasn't created for your peace. It was created for your productivity, your buying, your continued part in systems that benefit from your discontent. Final thought, the silence that saves you. So what now? You step back, you breathe, you observe. You create space between the craving and the choice. You find strength not in getting everything you want, but in realizing how little you need. You stop asking life to give you peace, and you become the one who brings peace to life. In the end, Schopenhauer's message is not about giving up. It's about seeing clearly. The moment you stop chasing happiness is the moment you find something better, freedom. Not from suffering, but from slavery. Because when you no longer need to chase what the world promises, you start to live on your own terms. And that is where real power begins. Maybe you've spent your whole life running from silence, from discomfort, from the scary thought that none of this might ever be enough. But here's the quiet truth Schopenhauer tried to show us. You are not here to conquer the world. You are here to see through it, to stop performing for approval, to stop begging life for meaning, to stop mistaking desire for identity. And when you finally stop chasing, something unexpected happens. You begin to see clearly, to breathe deeply, to live, not as a servant of craving, but as a master of awareness. That's the real rebellion. That's the real strength. So, walk away from the lie. Let the noise keep shouting. Let the world keep rushing. You become still, and in that stillness, you'll find something Schopenhauer knew all along. Peace is not found in the world. It's found in your refusal to be ruled by it. The choice is yours. So now the choice is yours. Will you keep chasing an illusion? Or will you finally step into clarity? Because when you stop seeking happiness outside, you realize the peace you want was always within reach. Schopenhauer taught us a powerful truth. The freedom we crave isn't found in the things we chase. It's in the moment we stop chasing. Now I want to hear from you. What's one thing you've been chasing that you're finally ready to let go of? Leave a comment below. Your story could inspire someone else to start their own journey toward real freedom. And if this message connected with you, hit that like button and subscribe to join a community that values truth, clarity, and real living over empty promises and endless striving. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss a chance to discover ideas that challenge your thinking and change your life. Remember, real strength isn't about conquering the world. It's about refusing to let the world conquer you. Thanks for watching. Stay strong, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next video.